specially invite Dr. Shashumar to make, you know that Dr. Shashumar is a space scientist and an educationalist, and he has worked in several areas of education. And he has motivated students across the world of several countries. And in different areas, he has made his contributions, not noticeable. And I invited TP Shuma to make his presentation. Before we close at 9, we will have an announcement by Swami Sri Atmananda and Swami Murinand. Thank you, Dr. TP Shuma.
Namaskaram to all of you. I think most of the points from different areas are being looked into. As Professor Gopinath just mentioned, last year, same day I was in USA talking to children on a program under my activity of meeting youth and giving them a supplementary education program, which are generally called holiday programs. I was in US with many Indian students and few local students there. That was my first experience in Western system. When most of us say that we don't, or we had a system where people were allowed to learn by heart, and today we don't make them to learn by heart. I don't know, in religious practices also we have a practice of making children to learn by heart without even understanding the basic meaning of that. I keep seeing everybody has to learn, not learn by heart, learn by heart. With full interest in what they are learning, full manas in that activity. Today what is happening in our education system is probably we are only pushing them towards learning. That's it. Actual interest is not coming. The reason could be many, but majorly I feel that most of the teachers do a reproductive system, not a productive system. The same stuff you keep on talking. In your face also there is no interest in what you speak. You are not able to catch the children. I don't know how many of you have gone through the Gnanes principles of education, where the first is to grab attention of the students who are sitting in front of you. Then create an adaptive learning system. Understand who is sitting in front of you. Everybody speaks a lot of rubbish things irrespective of the audience, what they understand, what is the context. They have a stuff and they keep doing it. You have only spoon with you. Even to open a screwdriver, you use the same tool. If that is what is being done, I think that is the system which we have. We are not looking at what is the purpose for which I am making my presentation. You are not looking for whom I am giving. The objective and scope has to be very clear. That is what is lacking in our education system. That is what is lacking in most of the teachers. I remember gathering teachers and asking them, whichever chapter which they are teaching, whichever subject they are teaching, in the beginning of the education starts in the June, or maybe in Gulf countries it is September, August, I go and give teachers training program. I ask them, what is the objective and scope of your syllabus which you are going to teach? They are not able to define the objective and scope. The objective and scope is lost. It is all there in the textbook, but how many of them really grasp the objective and scope? The teachers pass the students from one grade to another grade, their job is over. I think education is the only product where the producer, the so-called teachers, don't own the ownership of the product. Because always they can say that, the earlier class, in the second class, they did not do well, therefore third class I couldn't make them to improve. I think that was Chandrababu Naidu in Hyderabad. when Andhra Pradesh was together in the earlier term, when he was here, he made a attempt to say that if your children is assessed by somebody else and say that they gained knowledge, otherwise your salary will be denied. A value added system where the salary is paid based on every product is like that. You cannot blame that the students who came. I don't know how people say that 50% of my students are bad. I did a great project in Kerala where 10 years back asking, give me the worst children, in 1 year I will make them the best in the world. It worked fantastic. You have no right to say that my students are bad, education system is bad, syllabus is bad, method is bad. What are you doing? A good driver is one when you drive like in an airport road with a fantastic automatic car. Don't you have to have that ability to drive in the wrong road with may not be that very good vehicle? I think why it has happened, because we had a system where now it is too bad. The system is because everybody is passed, and such people who passed without examination, without filtering, 10th is passed, 12th is passed, then you reach into the college, then they become master of Etnana, MA, and then become teachers and they teach the same thing. This is what is happening. Education should not be with that passion, because we are playing with somebody's future. I have been into different academic situation, from the KG level teachers training to the university level. I was director for academic staff college. I know what business is happening in the education system and how the teachers training program happens. We have been involved. We say that we have to have a trade system where people have to be trained for making things active. America is implementing it, and people are worried what will happen to such philosophy, psychology, and which such systems where if tools are and skills are only what is required, and you want only people to do job, and after some time everything will lose. That is what happened to India. We had only engineering colleges. The best brain was only going to engineering colleges. And after 4 years, we created BTech, but not engineers. I have been dealing with engineers and engineering colleges, probably 700 engineering colleges, more than 6,000 engineering students I have seen in my life. I was also executive director of an engineering college. What is happening? Because the professional degree program in which the teachers are not professional, they have never visited a industry, but still there can be teachers who talks about electrical engineering without even opening their own electrical board in the house. I think there has to be a change. The change has to be professional, practical acharyas and highly creative. If you are not creative, I am sure our spiritual system, we have got Saraswati and Brahma. They are wedded together. If the creativity is not there, the Brahmatvam is not there, the quest is not there, you cannot have knowledge, you cannot have a education with you. The Saraswati will diverse and go. You don't have to be highly creative. Can you be little bit of innovative? Improvisation is possible. Do you have an improvisation skill in you? Do you have an innovation skill in you? Do you have that ability, not understanding things, to project things in the right style, to push into the heart of the children? And the children must be opening their heart in front of you. Are you having that ability to do it? Then you are worth to be a teacher. It is not the certificate. It is not what makes a teacher a real teacher. I am sure it has to go through every level. If that system we can implement, and that sort of a situation, whether it is online, offline, rail, non-rail, doesn't matter. You don't require PowerPoint presentations to present. You should have powerful points to present. If that is your system, where you have powerful points in front of children to make them to think in your line, I am sure you are making a point. A teacher must be able to push that into the children. I am sure the children will start in quest. If you have quest and questions, then you are a good teacher. So I am sure we have to have teachers who create questions in the minds of children, but not giving answers and questions and then seeing whether they are writing the same thing or not. If that is done, I'm sure our education system will improve. That is what India have done. That is why Tarka Shastram was there. That is where we have Upanishad sitting beside and learning. All such a system which we had all that. I'm not saying that we can bring back and then change that. Not possible. But can we have at least a few schools where we can change the situation and show some samples? I'm sure if they become the rulers in the country, they become the judiciary, they become politicians, they become in the administrative level, I'm sure the systems can change. Otherwise, we will be talking like this. Academicians have no role in changing the system in a country. We don't have a Chanakya, we don't have a Kaudilya who can do that. We have to create such people who can be so powerful, who can change the system. Creating that can be done by teachers. I think the effort has to be to become Kaudilyas and create such people who can change the system in this country. Thank you. Thanks a lot. God bless you. I think I have taken little more time that is prescribed to me. Yeah, that's it. That's all what I have to say. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Seshumar. Hello, thank you, Seshumar, because you are wonderfully brought out. In the amidst the limitations, in the midst of limitations, how a good teacher, a committed teacher, a teacher having insights can make the system better, because he has always been advocating that India doesn't have good teachers. It is a very important problem that our education system is facing. We don't produce good teachers. All other limitations are there. But before going to repair all such problems, we can have in the immediate future, as an immediate goal, we can produce, why can't we focus in producing good teachers? How we can bring it about? We have to think on that line also while we formulate an educational policy or document. Thank you very much.